6 o'clock.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, landlord tenants in Port Harcourt speak on impact of Ring Road on their livelihood. Nostra silence about oil spill in Eto, Elime River State worries affected community. Port Harcourt residents call for quick investigation into murder of Alafuro Peterside by a policeman. President Tinubu orders additional financial sanctions on Niger Republic. And on the foreign scene, Niger's junta rejects latest diplomatic mission from UN, AU and ECOWAS. I am Carl Orakwe with the news. Assam residents and property owners in Iruala Street, Dube in Mile 1, Port Harcourt, River State, have voted the amount of width earmarked for demolition to give way for the proposed Port Harcourt Ring Road. Some of the tenants and landlords said this during an interview with our correspondent. They also expressed surprise that the state government abandoned the initial plan of constructing the ring road across the Elichi waterside.
That came here to mark, enter inside people's houses to mark my own room, children's room, my toilet, my kitchen, all these things went off from their market. Development is good. At least it don't inflict hardship in people more.
Initially, as we heard, this wasn't the original plan on how to go about it. It was at the Lechi waterside that they demolished during that Amechi administration. And the meters they want to take is outrageous. They said it's 9.5 meters, which is about 30 feet. So you see that the house that's like 50 feet, and we are talking about that, the whole house is gone.
Waterside roads, I would think it's something that would go through the waterfront. Now they're coming up with a new one. Every change will affect the populace. The only thing is, government's job is to make sure that everybody gets some form of palliative.
And they said they are unaware of any meeting between representatives of the government and property owners in the area, despite the notice of meeting signed by estate surveyors and valuers Emma Douglas and Company. The respondents also expressed concern that they may be shortchanged during the valuation of their properties.
We've not been called for any meeting yet, as far as landlords in the area is concerned. Or if there's any meeting, I don't know about it. The much I know is that estate surveyors that we are in contact with have said once the enumeration exercise is done, there will be a time they will call for meeting.
Some of the buildings that worth like 50 million, the compensation was 20 million, some of them 10 million. And those that doesn't have CFO was given 10 million or you forfeit it. And then they will force you to accept it or you forfeit the house. So they will now build the price high for government while they are paying peanuts to the landlords.
From the experience we had at Ilabuchi, Azikiwe, the government will come to destroy things. You will see hoodlums who invade people's house, losing people's roof, saying that government have settled them. That is their own chopping.
The River State government is yet to react to the recent worries expressed by concerned citizens, but recall that the State Commissioner for Works, George Kelly, during the flag-off of the Ring Road, gave details about the road.
Each of the lane is 7.3 meter width, so that gives you 14.6 meter width. Now let me describe the cross section of the road. We're going to have an average field height of about 400 millimeter thickness, but it's worthy of note to mention that from tonnage 0 plus 000 to tonnage 0 plus 820 has a height of about 14 meters, which is the height of almost a 3-story building.
Moving on. A native of Edeo in Elime local government area of River State, Gift Kukwa, says his community is worried that after writing to Nostra, the agency is yet to conduct the JIV exercise following the spill that occurred in the area 2 months ago. Kukwa told correspondent Suibi Ruwari that the leadership of the community has also written to NNPCL on possible ways to address the damages caused by the spill. Recall that the community also wrote to the National and State House of Assembly to complain about the refusal of management of Nostra and NNPCL to carry out their duties despite being aware of the spill. The chairman of the Petroleum Product Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, in Rivers State, Francis Dingba, has warned that increased business activities from the Port Harcourt refinery when completed may lead to the final collapse of the Eleme axis of the East-West Road. Dingba said this while speaking with our correspondent. The Rivers State Petron chairman said to avoid a collapse of the road, the federal government must ensure that the road is repaired before the completion of the Port Harcourt refinery.
Eleme Road is one thing that we are hoping that the federal administration will immediately swing into action and reconstruct immediately. The president has told us that Port Harcourt refinery will come on stream very soon. If Port Harcourt refinery comes on stream and Eleme Road is the way it is, the bridge in that place may collapse. As they are talking about fixing of Port Harcourt refinery, they should immediately commence work on the completion of Eleme axis from Eleme 1, where you call Eleme Junction, to Eleme axis to Ene Junction. The completion of that side of the East-West Road has become very, very critical if Port Harcourt refinery has to come on stream.
The traditional ruler of Odia Bidi community in Ahoda East Local Government Area, Udo Ezekiel Ekpe, has urged the military personnel on search operations in the community to carry out their duties without abusing the fundamental human rights of the people. The monarch said this during an interview with our correspondent. The traditional ruler, who acknowledged the reduction in the inhumane treatment of his people, however wants a scale down of the presence of military personnel in the community. Ezekiel Ekpe said the traditional institution has written and visited the military headquarters 5 Battalion Elele about their demands.
It is not the civilians that kill. It is the militant that lodge there. The soldiers now extended their tentacles to there with the community and even to other neighboring villages, Okoma and Oshuboko, and they beat up people. The community released a letter to their head office, 5 Battalion at Elele. Even before the letter went to them, our ASF Lobo had gone to 5 Battalion headquarters. I am appealing to the authorities. They should advise the soldier to stop embarrassing our people.
I recall that a gun duel between the military and suspected illegal oil refineries in neighboring Okporo community left a soldier dead, sparking military provocation in the area. Our residents of Port Harcourt say they are displeased with the killing of Alafuro Peterside, a middle-aged man who was allegedly shot and killed by a policeman in a bar along Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. They told our correspondent that such police officers are not worthy to be part of the farce. They called on the authorities to expedite action on the matter to serve as a deterrent to the incidents of the irresponsible shooting of innocent citizens by law enforcement agents.
It's not fair for the way the policeman acted. Let the policeman that shot the man receive his own penalty. Government authority to them to act and to stop police to harass human beings, members that doesn't do anything.
Since they have arrested the policeman, they should kill him so that other people will take point of correction. They are not security to kill innocent people. They are security to secure the Nigerian. The robbers has left and they went and killed the family man. What do they want the woman and her children to do? The son of that man, by seeing a policeman with his 2 naked to kill his father.
This police should tell person. This one not be the first one who hear say police be. Some of them that are doing all those things, they are not ready to serve the country. Because if to say government to stop them.
I recall that the spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Iringa Koko, says the mobile policeman who shot dead Mr. Lafuro Peterside at a bar near the Stadium Road access in Port Harcourt and another policeman have been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department. SP Iringa Koko, however, did not give details about the identities of the detained policemen. A man, Chijioke Enya, who lives in Port Harcourt City Local Government Area, has narrated how he escaped being killed after he was robbed by a commercial driver and his conductor on his way home last week. Enya, in an interview with our correspondent, Suibi Ruwari, alleged that he was robbed close to the location junction after he boarded a mini keke bus heading to Ajib Junction at night. The victim of the robbery incident explained items stolen from him by the robbers.
So they collected everything I was with, the physical cash in my pocket. I have my 3 ATMs, my 2 phones, my Bluetooth on my neck. They also collected my wristwatch. They collected everything. Immediately they go to Chinda by Ada George. There's a place that is somehow dark by Chinda by where a dustbin truck do park or normally park. And that pushed me down and zoom off. I ran to Adada police station there. I made a complaint and since they registered the case.
He, however, advised passengers to be careful when they are boarding any commercial vehicles at night.
My advice to the general public is we have to be watchful this time around because I believe there's serious hunger in the land. These boys are desperate. They are ready to kill. They are ready to do anything just to make sure they achieve their aims. So going out, you have to be watchful. You have to also be guided. You look before you go in. You look before you go in any vehicle. And nobody should tell you shift, let me go in. You suspect every communication in the vehicle. You suspect every move. And all the same, apply wisdom.
Still to come on the news this evening, President Tinubu orders additional financial sanctions on Niger Republic. Do stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Some residents of Port Harcourt are unhappy that the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, visited the presidential villa when the screening of one of the ministerial nominees, Festus Keyamo, became rowdy. Expressing their views about the screening exercise of the ministerial nominees, the respondents said the Senate must be allowed to be independent and transparent. They also raised concerns about some nominees' inability to adequately address specific questions.
They all have integrity issues. If all you want to watch my back, I watch your back. That's why Dr. Fabio can come back and say to Mr. Keyamo, go home, take a bow, and see no more. Because the Senate President, who is the chairman of the National Assembly, can be summoned to the Asoro and be given instructions.
And it's unfortunate that Senate is now decided now to cancel things that the Nigerians are crying that for the president interfering, which is not right. Allow Festus Keyamo to discuss and let him answer the questions that the people are asking him, the legislators are asking.
Some other respondents commended the Senate for diligently conducting the screenings.
The Senate has done their work. We didn't expect anything much from them. What they just did is what we expected.
They've done well. And the 8th Senate was all about taking bar and leave. But this presence and the 10th Senate, let's give it to them. They are trying.
Senate has done their bit. I know it might not be according to what the masses may expect. We may expect more, but they have done according to what is streamlined in each portfolio.
The respondents urged the minister-designates to work with the president to ensure the nation comes out of its current economic challenges. President Bola Tinubu has directed the acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to impose additional financial sanctions on Niger Republic. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Andrew Ngalare, said the sanctions will specifically target the military junta as well as entities and individuals associated with the coup. It's not a personal decision of President Tinubu or that of Nigeria against Niger.
Standing on the pre-existing consensus position of financial sanctions meted out on the military junta in Niger Republic by the bloc of ECOWAS heads of state, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered an additional slate of financial sanctions through the Central Bank of Nigeria on entities and individuals related to or involved with the military junta in Niger Republic.
In business, the chairman of the Water Producers Association of Nigeria, Rivers State, Igberi Maxson, says Rivers residents should expect further increase in the price of sachet water if the price of the dollar continues to rise. Mr. Maxson said this on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire today. Igberi said the current price of a bag of sachet water in Rivers State, which is 350 naira, was decided by the association to ease the current economic challenges residents are facing.
When you talk about palliative, give an import waiver to these companies that import our raw material. When you give them this import waiver, the price of the material will crash. At the end of the day, we that are buying this material, instead of spending huge amount of money buying 1 ton, you find out that you are using that the same amount of money to buy close to 3 or 4 ton.
In entertainment news, DJ Casper, best known for the hugely successful dance hit The Cha-Cha Slide, has died aged 58, his family confirmed. The US MC and songwriter, real name Willie Perry Jr., was diagnosed with kidney and liver cancer in 2016. Sporting news. Despite crashing out of the ongoing 2023 Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, President Bola Tinubu and wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, have commended the Super Falcons, adding that the team will be hosted upon their arrival in the country.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Niger junta has rejected the latest diplomatic mission from African countries aimed at restoring constitutional order after a July 26 coup. Reports say the junta resisted pressure from the United States and the United Nations to come to the negotiating table. French magazine reports that the delegation from the African Union, the UN and ECOWAS was denied permission to enter the country, which has closed its airspace. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Russia's Wagner mercenary group is taking advantage of instability in Niger. And that just about does it here on the news this evening. But before we go, here's a quick look at the major stories. Earlier on, we told you landlord and tenants in Deer Port Harcourt are unhappy about the impact of the ring road on their livelihood. Nosra silence concerning the oil spill in Ito Eleme River State is worrying the affected communities. You heard Port Harcourt residents are calling for a quick investigation into the murder of Alafura Peterside by policemen. President Tinubu has ordered additional financial sanctions on Niger Republic. And from the foreign scene, we told you Niger's junta has rejected the latest diplomatic mission from the UN, AU and ECOWAS. The news was edited by Onyekachi Nwosu. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this evening. Do remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I'm Carl Orakwe. Goodbye.